This is the truth behind the beef with Charles Oakley and Charles Barkley. This goes back to the 80s. It don't go back to that fight everybody keeps sending me the clips on. Like, man, you gotta talk about this, bro. You gotta do it, dog. I'm like, Barkley and Oakley. Oakley responding to him on TNT or Charles' comments. I don't care for that because I already know where it's coming from. Being here in Chicago, we actually know, the history of the actual beef. And it definitely started in 1989. Or, well, we'll say 88/89. Because in 1989, 88 rather, Michael Jordan, Richard Dent, Dave Durison, and Charles Oakley, that was like the crew. They go out, party at night, hit the nightclubs. It was party time. Guys were single and doing what they do. Single guys with money who don't have to pay for nothing. So, Barkley and Jordan starting to get along, like friendly. And it was like after the game, Charles and them was in town. And then they were unwinding. They had like a couple of days off. I think it was for the All-Star game or something. But I know this was Oakley's last year with the Chicago Bulls before they played. And Charles and them had, I think they won the game or lost it. I don't even remember what happened there. But all I do remember was after the fact, they were all hanging out. And, girls and stuff were up there. And Barkley telling Michael, Charles is funny. Telling jokes and everything else. And Oakley was finna join him. And he's like, and Mike is like, yeah, Charles, yeah, Oakley gonna join us. He's like, that big old oak tree finna come on over here. He gonna scare all the women away. He gonna come over here and just stand over there. He walk like a building. If you put one leg on a building, that Charles Oakley coming over there. Charles gonna scare him. Man, why you invite him out here? So he got everybody rolling on him. And here come Oakley coming over there. Here come the oak tree stumbling on in. Boom. You ready? He walked like the Monsters. You remember that TV show, The Monsters? That's Charles Oakley. So he over there talking about him, talking about his haircut. And he telling him, man, just be cool, man. Don't scare the women away. So Michael is entertained. He died laughing. So Oakley's offended. And for those who don't know, Oakley's an enforcer on that court. But he's more of an intellectual man than anything else. People don't really know that about Charles Oakley. Like, Charles Oakley read books. People look at him just think, oh, he's just some brute. Oakley's not like that at all. He was actually somebody who's very studious. His basketball skills had to take a step back because of the fact that Michael, and them on the team, they just needed him to do what he do, play defense, be aggressive, get rebounds, and he was an enforcer. If anybody touched Mike, Charles Oakley was the first one to step up. And he was like, look, I'll take the technical foul, leave my mans alone, I'll fight him. So Oakley was he ain't gonna back down from no fight. But he wasn't that, he's more emotional, of a big guy. So he's telling Jordan when they went to the back, Mike, let me talk to you. I don't appreciate your friend, man. I never liked Barkley. Mike, okay, come on, Oak, man. You got it. Hey, he's good, man. Yeah, Barkley's good. Come on, man. We all having a good time. Let's just enjoy what we got going on here. Michael, look, I like you, but it's Barkley. He's showing me no respect. I'm gonna have to call him down. And yeah, I'm gonna leave early, man. I'm gonna get some rest, and we're gonna kick their butt when we play them again. I mean, blow him out, just to shut his mouth up. He just runs his mouth too much. So Oakley leaves. After this, but when he was leaving, the dog Cloud is leaving the room. The dog Cloud has left the room. Now you see the dog. It don't even look that now. You can actually see it when he showed up. It actually got darker. So he's like, thank God he gone. He just gloomy. It ain't my fault. And the girls over here, everybody get depressed when he around. He just seemed gloomy. So Charles is still going in on him. So when they played, Barkley lit them up and he scored like 40-something points. Oh, Charles Oakley. And he's like, Michael, you better tell your buddy you better play some defense. You know, I thought he was a defender. All he doing is getting the ball out the net. So, man, whenever Charles Barkley was in town, Mike would hang out with Charles. Or they'd go do some stuff together with Charles. Because Charles is a superstar like Jordan. They all stars. And nobody would, like, Oakley's just a player on the team, you know. And Barkley's like, why are you bringing the help? When he wanted to bring Oakley, and Oakley didn't want to go. Michael, why do you keep trying to bring the help? Oh, man, it was fun. He always had jokes and didn't understand why Oakley didn't like him. He don't like me. Who is he? You know what I mean? He's like, Michael, a superstar. Which he right. Jordan's a superstar. Oakley is an enforcer, the guy that played in the NBA. You know, he had a nice set jump shot. He probably would have scored, averaged a double-double his career had he been given more chances. When he got traded to New York, that's when he really started to hate Charles. Because he got traded and he thought it was because, man, like, and Mike was like, I ain't agree with that. They brought Cartwright in and he was like, we needed to send up Bill Cartwright. Michael and Oakley they too friendly. We need to make a growth here. We need to get a good center. And then they got Cartwright and Jordan like, what is this? You know, and he was like, well, Horace is stepping up. We don't need, Oakley. Horace Grant is younger. He's much more mobile. So that was a 1+ for management, for recognizing Horace is coming into his own, and it was time. He wasn't going to be able to grow if Oakley's there. So that the deal was done, Oakley just was bitter about the trade until he started. The Knicks were, playoff bound. They had Patrick Ewing. They had a good nucleus there that can do something, and actually vie for a championship. And when the Bulls won in '91, that's when it was like, wait a minute, like, what is this? They winning championships in Chicago now. Now we got to do something. And Oakley can't communicate with Michael, like hang out with him like he used to, because Pat Riley has a rule that there is no fraternizing with the teams. That's it. In the regular season, the off season, you could be buddy and kick it with them all you want. When the season going over, there's no hanging out in no clubs. During the season, no fraternizing, nothing. He don't want you talking to him. Focus on the game. That was a rule. That's something we need now in the league, because it's just pathetic. The way the other teams, they all hang out with each other and high-fiving each other. Like, he ain't on your team. What you high-fiving him for? It's just crazy. I just don't understand it at all. So, anyway, after this goes down, about the fight they had when he was in Texas or whatever. But whenever Barkley's with Jordan's around, they were buddy and they kick it and hang out, and Charles ain't there. And Oakley can't hang out. He's like mad he can't go. Then when him and Mike is hanging out somewhere and he's kicking it with Mike, it's a good old time. But Michael Jordan would drop Oakley in a heartbeat whenever Barkley was around, or he'd meet me and Barkley finna go to Orlando and do some things, and they couldn't go. You know, it was just they in Arizona playing golf and hanging out, and Oak can't be there. You know, so it was a bad situation. And I never forget what was that happened between them, the Houston fight. After he fought Barkley, because Barkley hit him with a bow when he went up. And then Barkley got up swinging. Ever since then, man, he was, next time I'm going to punch him, boy. He was like, Jordan, like, man, like, this been going on for years, man. Just let it go. Barkley ain't thinking about you. You know, he completely not. Charles just does not care nothing about no Oakley. Because he's not somebody of any stature to should be even getting this press. He over here trying to defend LeBron James. Talking about you was soft. You wasn't S. And all this stuff, you was soft. Look, both of y'all were enforcers in the league, but no. Charles is an all-star. That's what he was. Charles Barkley was an A-list basketball player. Okay, he's a franchise player. You are a role player. Play your position. You are a role player, which means that you are not in position to talk about franchise players. Okay? That's just not the way it's supposed to go. That's why these Scottie Pippins and all these role players playing outside their position and thinking they could talk to people who were 10-time, 12-time All-Stars. I'm like, you talking to people who was NBA first team, like, their career. You know, you can't mention stuff like that to these people because you don't exist. You were never in that bubble. You know, yeah, you made it a couple of times, and yeah, you was bumped up to certain positions too soon because of your affiliation with Michael Jordan. But don't get it twisted. The NBA should have never had Scottie Pippen in no 50 of the greatest players of all time. That was an insult to those people that were standing up there. I'm getting ready to shut this down, but that's the history of the beef, and that's pretty much it, you know. Oakley don't like Charles versus Charles, you know, but he don't like Barkley, and Barkley like, who is he, basically? So, I mean, that's it. I'm out, man. This has gone long enough.